It was an overall good weekend for the A's in Kansas City. Another series taken as the Athletics continue to roll on the road. Tonight, Bob Melvin and the boys come to Arlington and open up a short two-game set versus a division rival, the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have been struggling this season, but always put up a good fight in their home park. A's Rangers, game one, next. Well, it's a quick two-game series between the A's and the Rangers. We're at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Sean Manaea looking for his 6th win of the year. He will get the ball tonight for the Athletics. It's the A's and the Rangers coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hey again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. So April was good for Sean Manaea. May was not. So, Ray, we need June to be good for Sean Manaea.
New calendar month for the big, tall left-hander. Let's hope that is the case because, like you said, in the month of April, the no-hitter, everything was great for him. But in the month of May, it has not been that great for the big left-hander. But the good news, he's facing a ball club that is pretty good here in Arlington, Texas. Always a tough place to pitch. But for Sean Manaea, who grew up in Indiana, he knows the heat and humidity. Let's hope that helps him tonight and get started in his first start in June.
Well, the A's scored 25 runs in the three-game series over the Royals in Kansas City. Matt Olson did a lot of the damage, and Matt Olson maybe one of those real hot streaks, which, well, he was on for like a month last year, but maybe we're seeing one of those now.
Well, the 24 home runs last season, but he is starting to get hot. We saw him in Kansas City. The impressive thing about here, this was a fastball from Kennedy, but the next one to me was most impressive because it was with 2 strikes, 0-2, and as he told us after the game Sunday that he got a fastball, he's just trying to hit the ball in the air, hit a 3-run home run. But how about a 3-0 count? A controlled swing, he hits a 3-run home run in an inning in which 3 consecutive batters had the 3-0 count that they swung the bat, but Matt Olson is swinging the bat as well as anybody. The key here is to not try to pull the ball in the short right field fence.
All right, so Sean Manaea and Matt Moore, a couple of lefties squaring off in game one of this two-game series. It's hot, it's windy, it's Arlington. We'll have lineups and first pitch. When we come back, it's the A's and the Rangers.
Brought to you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
There's a beautiful look at Globe Life Park. And you see those construction cranes going up just behind it. That's the new ballpark, which would be Globe Life Field. We'll talk about that at some point tonight. But right now, we're set to roll for game one of this two-game series, excuse me. Here's the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. It's a hot one, 93 degrees and breezy. So warm, breezy as expected here in Arlington as we're into the month of June. Had some rain yesterday on the A's off day. Lots of sunshine today. So lineup cards have just been exchanged. At any moment, the Texas Rangers will take the field. So the A's had a good weekend in Kansas City, taking 2 out of 3 from the Royals. They enjoyed their off day and now back to work. As Matt Moore leads the Texas Rangers out of the dugout. They're wearing the blue tops, white pants tonight. All right, let's take a look at the Athletic starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Marcus Simeon's going to lead off, then Chad Pinder is going to play left field. He's going to hit second. He's been tough on the Rangers this year. Lowry, Davis, Olsen in the middle, Chapman, Canna, Piscotty, and Lucroy. There's your A starting lineup.
And Matt Moore gets a start for the Texas Rangers. He started once against the Athletics this year. And in the game, the A's won. He's only won one game in his 11th start, but a left-hander nonetheless, and as some would say with a 785 earned run average, he's going to give up some runs. Well, the A's hope that is the case, but you never know from game to game, start to start. But Matt Moore, the A's have seen him, whether with Tampa Bay, with the Rangers. They know what he features. And hopefully the A's have their bats ready to go tonight.
Defensively behind Matt Moore, it'll be Chu in left, DeShields in center, Mazzara in right. Connor Falefa is the third baseman, Profar at short, Odor at second, Gallo at first, and Robinson Chirinos is your catcher. So Matt Moore finishing up his warm-up tosses. The A's come in with a 31-29 record. They are 6.5 games back of the first place Seattle Mariners, and the Mariners and the Astros are starting a series tonight, just a 2-game series in Houston. So we'll keep a close eye on that game. It is starting the same time as our game here in Arlington. So Mariners and Astros, that's a big series, even though it's only a 2-game.
Yeah. Well, one thing Matt Moore did on the start that he made on April the 23rd, that was here in Arlington, to throw a lot of cut fastballs. And of course the A's know is Chris Davis took a cutter down the left field line for a 2-run double. But if he does that, we saw David Price of the Red Sox try to do it as well. Chris Davis hit a 3-run home run. Think about the cutter. If you throw it inside of the right-handers, you have to get it down and in. And we'll see if Matt Moore is able to do that tonight against the A's right-handers.
First pitch of the ball game to Marcus Simeon is in there for strike. So we're underway from Globe Life Park. Marcus hits this one in the air toward right center, but playable as the center fielder Delino DeShields cruises over and makes the catch. So one away here in the very first inning. Umpires tonight, Larry Vanover is calling balls and strikes. He is also the crew chief. Chris Guccione's at first. Ben May is at second. David Rackley is at third. First pitch to Chad Pinder, a little bit inside. A's are 16-14 on the road, so they've done a good job on the road. They have won 8 out of their last 10 road games, so that's a good sign. A couple games over 500 and looking to improve on that during this 2-game series.
And I think as the A's return to the Coliseum, where they're going to play a lot of games, considering the number of road games they've played to start this season, that numbers are going to turn out to be good there as well. And that's why you have good success on the road. And that bodes well at home because you figure you're going to play well at the Coliseum.
Pinder down the right field line, well fouled. This is something that, well, we're just trying to figure this one out still, and quite frankly, it may be the middle of September and we may not have it figured out. 30 home games, the A's have hit 22 home runs. 31 road games, they've hit 53 home runs. Shallow right field, Mazzara hustling in. He goes into a slide. Did he catch it? Yes, he did.
Well, Bob Melvin is saying, let's take a look at it, and because it goes in the slide, and sometimes it's tough to tell. But the umpire, the second base umpire, may want out as Mazzara went into the slide. Looks like they're going to let it play out. Because sometimes the glove can, as long as it is, it looks like it's bouncing, but it hits the webbing of the glove, which is adjacent to the ground. It's on the ground. It looks like it pops up, but look at the replay, which is what they saw elsewhere, especially upstairs with Adam Road. That he caught it.
So 2 away. Here's Lowry, who takes the first pitch strike. Lowry at 296, 9 homers, 42 RBIs. A quick 0-2. So Matt Moore, at least in the very first inning, very small sample size, but he's throwing strikes. Sometimes that strike zone moves around a little bit on Matt Moore. Foul that. Pitch in on the hands of Lowry. What does Matt Moore throw? Fastball, 53%. Not having much luck with that. The cutter, that's what Ray talked about. The league is hitting .435 against the cutter. Overall, the league is hitting .345 against Matt Moore this year. That's hard to figure out.
Yeah, very much so. And maybe after he faced the A's through a lot of cutters, he went away from it. He's throwing just 10%, especially with the average against it. But I've always thought that a left-hander, just in his delivery, has a natural sinking action away from the right-handers. It's the inside.
And there's a line drive, left field corner. Chu is going to get over there, but not before Lowry is going to head into second with a 2-out double.
And you see the location of the pitch. It's up, it's cutting in. Didn't cut like he wanted it, and Jed Lowry jumped on it. See, Chirinos moves inside, and at 87, there's your cut fastball, and it is a pitch that you have to bury it down and in, almost like a back foot slider. If you don't, it stays up, it gets hit, and you're dealing with a lot of right-handers that the A's have in the lineup tonight.
Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Here's Chris Davis. One thing the A's did extremely well over the weekend in Kansas City, and we don't know if it'll carry over. We certainly hope so. They scored 25 runs, but they were 13 for 22 with runners in scoring position. So lots of big hits. They had lots of base runners. That one is drilled to left field. Chu is going to watch it sail right over his head and bounce off the wall. Lowry will score, and Davis with a double that knocks in a run. So a little 2-out rally gets the A's a run here in the very first inning.
I don't know that he saw the ball, because he's in the sun, and the light standards create mostly shade, but he's standing in the sun. See the sun, and when the ball went up, it was like he completely lost it. But Chris Davis hit it hard.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going to catch it either way.
I don't think so,
I don't know
just
that he
look
saw
in his reaction. It's like he didn't see it. Watch, see where he looks, and it's over his head. You're right. He's not going to catch it because he was hit hard, but he was kind of right at the edge. Looked up and then kind of put his head down. But I mean,
that's tough sun.
That's very tough. He can't wait for it to go down, but that is a great piece of hitting by Chris Davis. Got something soft, and after 2 fly ball. But see, he's in the shade there, but when he backed up, he went right into the sunlight.
Yeah, there's sun in front of him, and there's sun behind him. 0-1 to Matt Olson.
Kansas City last year, they're a home opener. Chris Davis hit a 2-run home run, and then the shadows appeared. Nobody could see anything. So maybe today the sun, although it was not going to be caught, but back-to-back hits by right-handers. And Jed Lowry and Chris Davis, the A's put a run on the board with 2 outs.
In the dirt, blocked by Chirinos. So the count 2-1 to Olson, hitting 248 with 12 home runs and 29 runs batted in.
Well, another run scored in the first inning, and boy, it's amazing how many have been scored. As Matt Olson on Sunday, this is a 3-0 fastball, and he crushed it into the water. Definitely got wet. So 2 3-run home runs in the series for Matt Olson, including also the solo on Friday night, 2 home run game.
Swing and a miss, 2-2 to Olson. Olson's series in Kansas City, he was 3 for 11, all 3 hits, home runs. He knocked in 8. He scored 5 and he walked twice. Two pitch is grounded into left field, a base hit. Chu charges, he picks it up, he fires offline. Davis scores, and another RBI hit for the A's. It's 2-0.
Kite, just like you said, and what Matt Olson said to us on Sunday following the game, he said, I want to be a good hitter, not just a power hitter. And there you are again, as he did in Kansas City. A couple of hits to left field against the lefties, and he does it against Matt Moore tonight with them vacating the shortstop position with a fastball away. He just guided his bat, and there's nobody at the shortstop position where he hit it. Sometimes you have a shift, and a lot of times hitters will hit through the shift. In that case, Matt Olson did.
Well, here's Chapman. RBI number 30 for Olson. And that one is driven to left field. Chu going back. He's got a beat on this one, and he makes the catch. So the A's with a 2-out rally. They get a couple runs on 3 hits. Bottom of the first coming up. Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Rangers: Chu, Falefa, Mazzara, Beltre, Profar, Gallo, Chirinos, Odor, and DeShields.
And for Sean Manaea, just think about April the 4th this year. He went 8 innings against the Rangers. He beat them. That was the Coliseum, 162, gave up just 1 earned run en route to a very impressive month of April. But now his record is 5-6 because May has not been as good, but this is a new month of June. Really not much has changed from Manaea other than the fact his record. And he's got some real bright white shoes on. Because they are standing out tonight.
Looks like they got painted white about 2 hours ago. 0-1 to Shin-Soo Choo, hitting .266. He's got 9 home runs, 24 RBIs. Whew. Just out of the box.
Didn't even have a chance to put a little green on.
Oh,
it's all right. He's changing everything. Shaved his head. Hair's growing back. But the main thing for him right now, since his club gave him two-out runs, is to get back in the dugout, not give up a run to the Rangers. It could be a good inning for him.
and now 3-1 to Chu. Full shift on for Chu. And that one just missed outside, and it's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first. The A's defense looks like this. Pinder in left, Canna in center, Piscotty in right, and it's Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen. They're all back in there, and Jonathan Lucroy, he is the catcher. So here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who's playing third base, and he's been playing third base for quite a while now with Adrian Beltre back, but doing some DHing. So Falefa is getting an opportunity to play pretty much every day. Of course, Elvis Andrus out as well. Rangers have Elvis Andrus on the disabled list and Martin Perez on the disabled list. Perez, pretty good starting pitcher, and of course Andrus, one of their mainstays at shortstop. So they're doing it without Andrus, who has a fractured elbow, and they hope to get him back maybe at some point this month, but it's still at least a couple weeks away.
And they want to get him back because he loves to play. Took him going on the disabled list for the first time to finally end a streak of just playing a lot of games. Cap, as we have talked about, this is a tough place to pitch.
Yeah,
It's not good.
that walk by Chu was just his 15th of the year. And that one missed outside. So now it's 3-0 with Mazzara, Beltre, Profar, the three hitters coming up next.
And this is a case where a catcher really has to mix the pitches when a pitcher is struggling, especially with a fastball. He's got to throw everything.
And that one is in there for a strike. 91 miles an hour from Manaea. Falefa, a couple home runs, 17 RBIs. That's 7 doubles, a couple of triples. And that one not close. Back-to-back walks to open up the bottom of the first. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So an early mound visit. Don't see too many of those after 2 hitters, but
You got to do it.
it may be a good time to do it.
That's right. And it is a great time. And Manaea walked onto the grass behind the mound. Lucroy followed him.
So Lucroy heads back behind home plate.
That's a good point, Cat, because in the past that would be an automatic. Maybe even after the first walk, see a catcher go to the mound, but definitely after the second. Maybe seeing something or just trying to calm him down or nothing else, say just follow me. And after all, you had a no-hitter when you followed me. Just don't be thinking about anything.
Mazzara having a good season. 14 home runs and 39 runs batted in to go with a .274 average. So he is a very dangerous hitter. He's got 11 doubles. Beltre waits in the on-deck circle. Not sure what's going on here.
Maybe he can't see. Maybe the perspiration getting his eyes in it. And I asked Jonathan Lucroy, the outside indicators. It's now see he's. I don't think he could see, Kai. I don't know that still can't. Other than that, he's not happy with the signs. That's 2 in 1 innings. You know, the way Lucroy was, I mean, normally you put the signs down in between the legs where you're trying to conceal them. He almost brought it up to where everybody could see them.
Yeah.
And that would indicate to me that he was having a tough time initially seeing them. But
this is also that's a long conversation.
Yeah.
So this is Jonathan. I mean, we're just looking at him giving the signs, and they're pretty clear.
they're clear, but look how high they're up. And so I think he gave that. Well, can I go again?
So here's the first pitch to Mazzara, and Mazzara said, I'm just going to take this one. Figure out what the heck's going on here. It's in for a strike.
Or maybe, hey, catch, if you don't know what's coming, I'm not going to be up here trying to hit.
And this one's hit into left field. Pinder backs up. Chu's thinking about tagging, and he's going to try. Pinder's throw is just a touch late.
Well, the good thing, he threw it to where the runner at first could not tag. That's the key. Sometimes you just concede the runner going to third, throw it to second, keep the double play in order. But Pinder has such a strong arm, and the fact that it was down, Chu just barely made it.
And sometimes it's just a good baseball play all around. It's a good move by Chu, and it's a really good throw by Pinder. It's just a touch late.
Just a touch late, but also the fact that it was down low enough. Kind of Falefa tried, or at least thought about going to second base, but because it could be cut and he had been running into an out, he stayed at first. Ground ball could get the A's out of the inning.
So here's Beltre, who's the designated hitter. First pitch is outside. For Beltre, he's playing in his 33rd game. And this is the 63rd game for the Rangers. So he's had some time on the disabled list. In fact, he's been on the disabled list twice with that hamstring. And that hamstring injury started against the A's. It was on the 24th of April, and then he's running down first base, and boom. And you could tell it was going to be a little while.
Well, it was a double that he hit that should have been a double, but barely made it to first and walked off, and that was it.
And he came back from that hamstring injury, but just played a little bit and then re-injured the hamstring, and he went back on the disabled list. So sounds like he may not be quite 100%, and that's why they're DHing him some. But for the Rangers, they have to have his bat in the lineup. In 304.
That's why if Manai can't get a ground ball, something that he rarely does, more of a fly ball pitcher. The only time he's been in double figures was against these Rangers, and that was the second start of the season back on April the 4th.
Falefa, decent lead, and the pitch is a swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a big strikeout as Beltre, who's always pretty good at getting runners in, could not do it there.
And somehow make contact, and even though ground ball might have resulted, but a good fastball down and in, and Beltre could not catch up to it. Try to bring the hands in to at least make contact, and could not. And that was just 91. Did you see his legs? See what he's swinging?
Yeah, he did not look comfortable on that swing.
And it's almost like it was just an upper body swing, trying to get the legs involved. And that is not good when you're a hitter if you can't use your lower half.
Yeah, that's a good point, because most, well, not most, all hitting coaches will tell you any pitch that's down a little bit, you have to use your legs even more.
To bend to go down. And how many times have we seen Beltre go into a kneel?
That's true.
And hit a ball. So for him to do what he just did, maybe just thinking about it.
So now Manaea trying to get Jurickson Profile, who's hitting 231. He's got 27 RBIs. Profile, switch hitting shortstop, who's getting most of the time. Well, Andrus is out, and he's actually done a pretty good job for the Rangers. Marcus Semien has it, flips to second, and Manaea gets out of the jam. So a pair of walks to open up the bottom of the first, but no damage done. You may be asking, that is Jamison Hanna. He was the second-round draft pick of the Oakland A's yesterday, and the 50th overall pick is college is Dallas Baptist, so he's in the area, and you know what? He's just here hanging out with some friends, watching the ball game, and it just happened to be he's watching the team that's just drafted. But he's from around here.
Right.
Grew up a Rangers fan. Probably still a Rangers fan. But
well,
now,
big time. I hope not anymore, though. He evidently didn't make it to a sporting goods store to buy any A's stuff.
Jamison Hanna, left-handed hitting outfielder, so quite a 48 hours for a whole bunch of young men, whether they be teenagers or into college. These are the picks the A's made on the first day. Of course, Kyler Murray, we're going to talk a lot about him, the outfielder. Then you saw Jamison Hanna and Jeremy Ehrman, a shortstop from Missouri State. So a big day, and more picks today and more picks tomorrow. Major League Draft will finish up tomorrow. So he's in a good mood. How could you not be?
That's right.
A shot off the glove of Falefa rolls into shallow left field, and Mark Canha has a base hit. So you saw the first pick, Kyler Murray. Now remember, we're in football country here, right?
That's right.
Kyler Murray is a quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners, and I'm sure all the A's fans read this, Ray, but what got me, this was the front page of the Dallas
That's right.
local paper, the front page. And look what the headline was to the right.
Yeah.
A's shocking pick of Murray could shake up Sooners in the Big 12. Not baseball,
Right.
football.
I know.
Is that unbelievable? I looked at that. I was like, are you kidding me? And I immediately, I called our producer, Delaire. I said, Delaire, we got to do this. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, no,
so the big giant picture in the local newspaper was of the A's first-round draft pick and how what the A's did was going to shake up Texas, Oklahoma football. Such drama, Ray.
Where did he transfer from, TCU?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, okay.
So Kyler Murray, and you know what? It was I don't want to say crazy pick, because that's not fair at all, but it was a pick that shocked a lot of people because he will be the starting quarterback for the University of Oklahoma.
And evidently he's going to play football and then play baseball next spring, or at least go to spring training.
Kyler Murray. But he is a tremendous athlete, and you want to talk about fast. He's a center fielder. He's 20 years old. He's 5'11", 190 pounds, and he's a two-sport star who's going to quarterback the University of Oklahoma. What does that tell you? He was the backup quarterback to the Heisman Trophy winner last year. Check him out. You want to talk about a terrific athlete? That's him, quarterback number one. He go. I don't think anybody's going to get him right.
No.
Oh, man. Here he is. Look at that speed. And the speed looks really good in a baseball uniform. Center field and deep. Going back to the wall, and it is caught by DeShields in center field. What a play by Delino DeShields as he bangs into the center field fence.
Matt Moore better take him out to dinner. Buy him a few. Got a chance to see the blonde look on his hat, but that was a play that you had to make and not think about the wall, because this ball looked like it's going to be over his head, but as he went back, concentrating on the ball, hit the wall, padded wall, fortunately for him, got the ball back in, and good base running by Mark Canha that he didn't take off, assuming it was going to be over his head, because I did. I thought it was going to be over his head. But that is a tremendous play by DeShields.
So here's Lucroy, who takes pitch a little bit outside. Worth another look.
Well, I thought it was going to be a home run. Next thing you know, it's caught. Gary Matthews Jr. made one here several years ago that he reached over and actually reached over the fence and brought it back.
Lucroy pops a foul. Now getting back to the Kyler Murray situation, Ray, he will indeed play football this fall, and then spring training comes in February and March. So he's going to have a busy. He's going to have a busy year. But in reading some of the quotes from A's scouting director Eric Caboto, they're okay with that. They knew that it was part of the deal if they drafted him. In fact, Eric Caboto said, quote, "The risk of the football was, in our opinion, outweighing the upside of what he does on the baseball field."
Yeah, and that's something, because you don't commit to somebody unless you had, and you know, they can talk to players now. And I would think that between Billy Bean, David Forrest, and Eric Caboto had to have a conversation that we've drafted you, are you going to play? Because that's a tremendous amount of money to commit to somebody, to have them. Well, first of all, they had to know, because
there's a plan in place.
Exactly. And
A's fans don't need to worry about that.
I guess they talk about signability now. That are you going to be able to sign a guy that you draft? Because now you're talking about a lot of money.
Matt Moore reaches down and grabs it, flips to first. Side retired. So Kyler Murray and Jamison Hanna, we hope to see you soon at the Coliseum. Nothing. The A's lead, bottom of the second inning. Sean Manaea will work around to jam in the first. He'll face Gallo, Chirinos, and Odor. Joey Gallo shows bunt with the big shift on. Everybody shifts for Joey Gallo. It's the full one. Chapman playing the shortstop spot. He comes in a little bit now. And it's 2-0. So a few more thoughts on the draft, Ray, and all the different theories going on, but the A's took obviously a very, very athletic outfielder in the first round, and the young man that we showed that's here, Jamison Hanna, a very, very athletic outfielder as well. So doesn't mean that was necessarily by design, but being more athletic seems to be sort of a trend now in Major League Baseball.
Well, you know, saying you take the best athlete.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because there are times you don't necessarily draft on the position. A pitcher is a little bit different, but a position player, he could play different places, infield, outfield.
3-1 to Gallo. Gallo hits it hard, and there's the shift. That's Marcus Semien out there. So we have some highlights of Jamison Hanna, who is in the ballpark tonight. Here he is. He's a left-handed hitter. You know what's great when we show highlights like this? The guy's hitting 1,000, man. But you can tell, very fast. He's got a very nice left-handed swing. Maybe we'll see him soon. First pitch to Chirino, see as a strike.
I tell you, when I was drafted, I went to Cleveland Municipal Stadium and took batting practice. And you talk about a thrill, but the most thrilling thing was eating cheeseburgers during the game because I got to sit up in the press box. They had some of the best cheeseburgers at the old stadium. But it's intimidating. But the programs now between high school, college, they're playing in front of big crowds. And really a lot of times when they are drafted, they just assume, hey, this is what I dreamt about doing and made it. It's just a matter of time before I get to the big leagues.
Right there, strike 3 called. Strikeout number 2 for Sean Manaea. Let's show you some highlights of the A's third pick, Jeremy Ehrman, who is a shortstop from Missouri State. Looks pretty smooth. See, look, hitting 1,000, man, I'm telling you.
Well, one of the biggest things they have to get used to is the wooden bat. A lot of them will play in the wood-back leagues in the summertime so that whenever they do sign professionally.
Chapman scoops. Chapman's throw is not quite in time, and Odor with a 2-out bunt hit. And boy, Chapman had a long ways to go, and he looked like he may have called off Sean Manaea, which is probably a good idea.
Well, Bob Miller's going to check it, and Sean Manaea was going after it, but the transfer, it looked like the fact that it short hopped Matt Olson, who made a great play, but enough of a short hop that Odor was able to beat it out. And some of the Rangers people said that Odor has been trying to do that more, hitting just .211, signed a huge contract after a big home run season a couple of years ago. Matt Chapman makes that play, and we've seen it made with D. Gordon. But I think to your point about a long way to run, that was a little bit different time.
So here's DeShields. Odor has 1 stolen base this year. He's been caught 4 times, so that has not been a big part of Odor's game. Low, 2-0 to Delino DeShields. DeShields has 15 at-bats against Manaea in his career. He's 3 for 15.
See that 0 for his last 21. He makes a defensive play like he did. That could have been a second and third, or maybe even an RBI if it got over his head. So as we have seen with Matt Olson and Matt Chapman, both of them will play pretty much every day because they're outstanding defensive players.
Inside again. So now it's 3-0.
Scott Emerson talked about repeating the delivery. First inning, 19 pitches. Didn't work out well for him getting out of a jam after walking the first 2 batters.
Odor with a decent lead at first, not going, and that one's low. So that is the 3rd walk by Sean Manaea. So to finish up our draft content for tonight, this is the A's picks today. 3rd round through the 10th round. So 8 more players added to the A's organization after they signed their contract. Hogan Harris, a left-handed pitcher, was the 3rd round pick. Fonzo Rivas from the University of Arizona, first baseman with a 4th round pick. So you see 3 college kids, and a high school kid from Westlake High School. University of Florida, they always have a bunch of people in the draft, one of the top programs. But Kyler Murray is a hot topic of conversation around the world of baseball and here in the state of Texas, since he is from here. It's interesting too, Ray, is Kyler Murray's father, Kevin Murray, same thing. He was a quarterback at Texas A&M, and he went on to play minor league baseball. And his uncle, Calvin Murray, was a first-round draft pick. Calvin Murray. Center field. Looks like Canada's going to have just enough room, and he does. Side retired, so a couple of runners stranded, and it's still 2-0 A's after 2.
He scored 4 times. Jed Lowry RBI single to center. Also Matt Olson with a 3-run home run. The A's won the game 5-1. Took the series over the weekend to Kansas City, winning 2 out of the 3. And considering Jake Junis pitching so well for the Royals in the early part of the game, A's could get just the 1 run, but scored the 4 and scored late, which they've been doing a lot of this year, and it paid off on Sunday to help them win the series.
Pinder, Lowry, and Davis here in the top of the 3rd. He's got 2 runs in the 1st, all coming with 2 outs. Davis an RBI double, Olson an RBI single. Way inside. Two and 1 the count to Pinder. Pinder was robbed of a hit by Mazzara in the 1st. The Mariners have jumped out to a 6-0 lead over the Astros in the 2nd inning. Kyle Seager hit a 3-run homer. Mike Zunino hit a 2-run homer. It's Paxton and Keuchel, the pitching matchup. Ball grounded to Odor, and Pinder's out. So the Mariners jump out to a big lead early on.
I think the Astros are seeing, and of course it's just the first part of June, but maybe things that went their way last year not happening the same way this year. But Paxton is pitching extremely well, as the A's found out. Fortunately for him, fortunately for the A's, he struck out 16 in 7 innings and had to leave the game. Too many pitches.
Mazzara hustling in, and he grabs this one. And the Mariners, on the other hand, have won 4 in a row and 13 out of 16 to take over first place in the AL West.
You know, one of the things that might have happened to them when they had their general manager go out and get 2 players, Bernard Span and Colomang, from the Tampa Bay Rays, and do it at the end of May. And granted, there was a reason that he had the money to spend with the suspension of Robinson Cano, but still didn't stand pat, did not wait the trading deadline, and maybe by getting 2 players help them in a lot of different ways.
And they have played very well without Robinson Cano.
That's right.
And sometimes that does happen. Now, you may not want to test that theory for 3 months, which they're going to have to do. But they have enough other offensive players. 3-0 to Chris Davis. Davis knocked in his 41st run in the first inning.
Good numbers against the Rangers throughout his time in the American League the last 2 years, so wouldn't be surprised if he swings 3-0. Bad pitch.
Close. So a 2-out walk. It's hard to believe, Ray. Matt Moore this year, and I'm gonna do this coming into tonight's start. He's allowed 71 hits and 23 walks. That's a combined 94 base runners. That's just hits and walks. 94 in 47 innings. And that is hard to figure out.
Maybe it's just a pitch out of the stretch from the get-go, because he's in the stretch a lot.
I mean,
well, that 6-15 with the Giants, that probably for them in 31 starts was not what they expected.
well, he's doing the same thing this year.
Exactly.
He was pretty good in 2016, but last year just a complete disaster. And the same thing happening this year. Something's not right if you go 6-15 and then follow it up going 1-5 with a 7.8 ERA after 2 months.
Yeah, you might have someone like Scott Kazmir, who was out of baseball. Sugarland Skeeters, he's out of baseball now, but came back with the Indians to the A's, the Astros, the Dodgers, Braves.
0-2 pitch, and Olsen strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Matt Moore, and it ends the top of the third. 2-0 A's as we head to the bottom of the third. Falefa, Bazzara, and Beltre, 2-3-4 hitters. Sean Manaea stranded a pair of runners in the first, stranded a pair of runners in the second. Quick 0-2 to Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Slices that one foul. It bounces off the netting right above the Rangers dugout.
A story about this young man. Evidently, scouts went to watch somebody else, and they saw him playing in Hawaii. Said, "Hey, you want to sign? You want to play?" Same thing happened to Mike Bordick playing in the Cape Cod League.
Well, that story happens occasionally.
Yeah. Scouts go to see a certain player, and at least they show up, and not only maybe see the player they're going to look for, but also in this case, kind of Falefa was seen and signed.
Now he backs up. He's got to hurry and throws out Falefa. So that's out number 1. Some player transactions today for the Athletics. Follow us here. Liam Hendricks is back from the disabled list, and Josh Fegley was recalled from AAA. Daniel Gossett placed on the 10-day disabled list, and Josh Lucas optioned to AAA. So Hendricks is here, Fegley's here, Gossett DL, Lucas to AAA. Daniel Gossett, a flexor muscle strain in his elbow, and he's not going to throw a baseball for a couple of weeks.
I wish it had been the upset stomach.
Well, that's true.
That we thought it was on Sunday.
That. And also with the team, Ray, Paul Blackburn is here.
Yeah.
Now that is going to come into play somewhere. We don't know the who, when, or what, or where, but if he's here, there's a reason he's here.
Yeah,
so he's going to.
Yeah.
He may be added at some point to start a game. Maybe this weekend. We don't know, but he is with the team.
Yeah. And he's already had some rehab assignments.
Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. And if we obviously hear anything official on when Paul Blackburn would start a game, if he is going to do that, we will let you know.
You know, with Josh Fegley coming up, you might wonder why, but you know they needed a position player, and Josh Fegley was swinging the bat well. He makes it a third catcher. See, Matt Joyce had some back issues, but you know the one thing that Josh Fegley brings is the ability for the manager, if he wants to pinch run for one of his catchers, he has an extra one and not have to worry about an emergency.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Matt Joyce feeling a little bit better. His back's been bothering him a little bit. Sounded like he's never really had to deal with the back stiffness.
And he said it wasn't something that just happened. It just was gradually taking place. I wish him well, because just like with Beltre, it's if you don't have your lower half of your body to be able to contribute to your hitting, it makes it tough. I'm sure somebody like Jeff Bagwell, who only uses upper body.
1-1 the count to Adrian Beltre, who struck out in the 1st inning. He struck out with runners at 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
Might have been the biggest out at bat in the game for Sean Manaea.
Hits that one hard. Marcus Semien grabs it, throws across, and that'll do it. So a good inning for Sean Manaea. 3 up, 3 down. We're on to the 4th. 2-0 A's.
With 50th anniversary Kelly Green replica campus presented by Cash Creek Casino Resort. First 15,000 fans on Saturday, this coming Saturday, June the 9th. Get this great lid. It's beginning at 105 against the Kansas City Royals. Grab your tickets at athletics.com/tickets. Royals in town for the first of 4 starting Thursday. He's ready?
Gamer. Popped up right side by Chapman. So homestand, Ray, coming up. You just mentioned the Royals, but how about this?
Yeah.
This is a good one. You got 4 against the Royals. A lot going on this weekend, and it's, well, school's out, so it's going to be, weather's going to be nice. But Royals, and then Monday's an off day, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the Houston Astros. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Angels.
Right.
That's obviously next week. So a 10-game homestand with 6 of those games against the Astros and the Angels. Throw to first, and a nice play at second, and a nice play at first by Odor and Gallo. So Canna almost beat it out, but it's a heck of a play by Rougned Odor, bare hand.
Well, the key there was the bare hand, short hop, and a nice play by Joey Gallo, short hop. As the tall first baseman able to stretch out and cradle the ball in the glove. Show the umpire that he had it. No bobble. Canna hustling down the line, smelling a hit. Could not get it, though.
He sort of had it. So here's Piscotty.
Well, he grabbed it just in time to show to the umpire.
His other hand on it. That
That's
helped
right.
him, I think.
The old sleight of hand. Probably a magician in his off activities.
Piscotty fouls it straight back. So it is going to be a good week and a half of baseball to come on out and check out the Athletics at the Coliseum. Piscotty hit what looked like a sure double and maybe even a home run in the second inning, but DeShields grabbed it. So that's the homestand, and then the ensuing road trip at the Padres, at the White Sox, at the Tigers. So a long homestand followed by a long road trip. Boy, just like that, you're into July.
That's right. All-star break. Crunch time.
Game number 61 tonight for the A's.
As someone said yesterday during the big draft day, the amateur draft day, 2 very important days happening this summer. One would be the draft yesterday for the future, and July 31st, as teams try to decide whether they're buyers or sellers.
That's right. July 31st is for the present.
That's exactly right.
Another foul ball by Piscotty.
Francisco Lindor, who was the American League Player of the Month, was being interviewed today, and I thought when he was asked about the players who were just drafted, what advice, he said, enjoy the next couple of weeks because you'll never have another summer off.
That's true.
Starting now as a professional, and the grind, playing every day during the summertime.
So Falefa, and I know by the looks of it, you're going to say, what the heck's he doing? I think he did the right thing.
Absolutely. He just happened to stay fair and hit the bag, and it was a base hit, but he was not going to throw out Piscotty.
Nope. So
He's
you
playing
take a
back.
chance.
Yeah, he took a chance and decided to let it go. Saw the spin, hoping that it would go foul. It did not. Stayed fair, hit the bag, and that's a base hit. Since the bag is in fair territory.
Now, he was not going to throw out Piscotty. No. So who did the Rangers get? They got Cole Winn, a high school right-hander from Orange Lutheran High School. I was reading about him today.
Yeah, it's a nice story.
They did not have him as the feature first-round draft pick. That was Kyler Murray, the A's. They did have a picture of Winn.
But they were shocked that he lasted until 15.
15 they got him. Yeah.
And give him credit for Actually, when his father got a job in Southern California, transferred for his senior year. Said he was playing better competitive baseball.
Yeah, better weather as well.
Yeah. And ends up signing. But with all the players drafted yesterday, heard Dayton Moore last night. He's on the air with his broadcasters down in Anaheim. He said if you draft 20 pitchers, you hope to get 2 or 3.
That's about right, yeah.
But I mean, you think about all the players drafted yesterday, then you start taking the players who were drafted yesterday, you send them to the Arizona extended spring training, and you know the way they set up, Keith Lippman, director of player development, gets all the players, and you start moving them around after they're signed. But you know you don't have room for everybody. You have to make some decisions: who you're going to keep, who you're going to let go.
Here's the top 10 picks from yesterday. Casey Mize, who, as most people felt, he was going to be the guy to go #1. The Giants picked second. They picked Joey Bart, a big, strong catcher from Georgia Tech. And a couple of college infielders. Nick Madrigal, interesting. He's just a little guy, 5'7". They said he's a kind of a Pedroia Altuve combination. So some high school pitchers. Jared Kelenic from Wisconsin, a cheesehead, an early cheesehead pick. You don't get those too much there.
I like, well, especially but the weather's not that great for baseball, unlike the Florida you talked about, Florida, Arizona, California. But correct me if I'm wrong, the young man the Giants drafted, the catcher, was calling his own game in college.
That's what they said,
which is pretty special, man, because that is the hardest thing when you're coming out of high school or college and somebody's telling you what to throw on every pitch. Yeah, that's the hardest part about being a catcher, how to learn how to call a game.
Well, if that's the case, and we don't know that that's true, but I had heard that too, then they're getting a very advanced player.
Exactly. He's college #1. #2, he's calling his own game already, so maybe that will minimize the time in the minor leagues.
Put it that way.
But they've got a pretty good catcher now, Buster Posey.
An early controversy.
Yeah.
2-2 to Lucroy. And Lucroy, line drive, and it's headed toward left center field. Piscotty rounds second. He'll head to third, and Chu was able to cut it off. That ball hit very high. So Lucroy with a hit, and the A's have first and third, 2 outs.
Interesting as this ball bullet over Profile's head at shortstop, and Chu did a good job of cutting the ball off, but as Piscotty reached second base, it's like he looked at him and said, what are you going to do? Because I'm going to go to third. Chu right there, and it made the smart move of throwing the ball to second base. But that's heads-up base running by Piscotty, knowing that he's not going to throw to third. He's an outfielder, knows that the smart play is to throw the ball to second base, at least keeps the force.
He's got a couple of RBI hits with 2 outs in the first inning. They're trying to do it again here in the fourth. 6 hits now for the Athletics, just 1 hit for the Rangers.
And of those 6 hits, 4 have come with 2 strikes. And we saw it on the 10-game road trip back east, where the A's did a tremendous job. Almost 50% of their hits were with 2 strikes. Got a lot of pitchers out of the game because of extended bats.
Strike on the inside corner, right at the knees on the inner half. So 1-2 to Simeon, who has hit a fly ball to center field and a bouncer back to the pitcher. That's a pretty good pitch there. It looks like that's that cutter, right?
That's a perfectly thrown pitch right on the inside corner.
That one drops down and in. Chirinos with the block. So the count even at 2-2 to Marcus Simeon. Quick throw to first, and just getting back is Lucroy. Tough to fool another catcher.
Well, Chirinos threw the ball quickly to first base and asked for a new ball because he blocked the ball in the dirt. And then Lucroy with a little bit extra step off first base. But no, you're not going to fool. He's got to make sure more throws to the plate, but 3 and 2 and 2 outs.
McCroy takes off, and the ball is hooked down the left field line. Maybe foul. That was one of those patented Marcus Semien swings where the ball gets in on him and he kind of pulls his hands in.
Yeah.
It's not a real conventional swing, but it works for Marcus.
It's a great job. Just pulled it a little bit too much. But you're right, and maybe now he'll get a pitch outside that he can keep fair down the left field line, or take it to the opposite field.
Little guy in the blues like, come on, man. Touch it. Mazzara coming in, Odor out. Odor calling, and he's got it. So Matt Moore works his way out of the jam. A's strand a pair. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 2-0 A's. Live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. There's the football stadium just across the parking lot. And the new ballpark, Globe Life Field, is just to the right of that. Actually, to the left of that, I believe. So this is quite a complex, if you think about it. 2 huge stadiums and a brand new one going up.
Well, in this winter, I think they call it the Texas Live is opening up this winter. That's going to be in advance of the new stadium for 2020. Yeah. Be a big party area.
See that right there?
That's it.
That's the Texas Live you're talking about, Ray. But if you just look to the far left of that shot, that is where the stadium will start being built. They're not quite getting to that yet, but that part of the complex that's going up is that Texas Live. And that'll be rolling soon. So look at that picture right there. Keep that photo in mind. And then we'll show you what it's going to look like at the end.
This is fine, just like it is. Just like this one is.
Foul straight back.
Well, what's the new one going to look like, Cape? Well, I think the biggest thing is we sit up here and we have a fan behind us that's helping a little bit, but that new stadium is going to have a roof, and it's going to be so comfortable that players are going to be saying, I want to go to Texas.
Yeah, maybe right. Well, 4 bounces one right to second, so that's the first out. All right, check this out. Now, remember the shot we just showed you of the construction? We'll see that building kind of right in the middle there. That's what it's going to look like live. And then Nice walkway, promenade leading right into the ballpark. So that's it. There you go. 2020 is when it is scheduled to open. Globe Life Field. So, you know what? It makes us all envious. We ain't gonna lie. But you know what? Good for the Rangers. It's going to be a beautiful place. And
good for the owner who sat outside and said it's too hot.
And we hope that someday the A's will get one.
Yeah. Owner here sitting in the seats and said, man, it's hot.
Joey Gallo drives one toward right, but Piscotty playing deep gets over to his right a little bit and makes the catch.
Well, hit him at him, and he hit it hard. Fortunately, not much elevation on Joey Gallo, who usually drops and drives, but Chaminade able to get him out. Interesting, between innings, they showed 3 of the longest home runs hit at Globe Life Park. Canseco 1, Josh Hamilton 2, Mazara 3. Where's Joey Gallo? You figured he's got to be in there, but 491 by Mazara was the longest hit here.
That one hit hard, but foul past Tony Beasley, the third base coach.
But you watch players, and you know, we get warm up here. We're sitting. Those guys are moving around, and it is very impressive down below on the field. And that's why it's night game tonight and tomorrow, because they don't want to play day games. Can't blame them.
Yeah, you really feel it, like if you go down to the dugout and you walk up through the tunnel where you're kind of coming out into the dugout, and boy, it just hits you. Left field, down the line. That's trouble, and that's gone. Home run for Robinson Chirinos, his 8th of the year, and the Rangers are on the board.
When you think about it too, Kai, he's hitting under 200 entering play tonight. He's got now 8 home runs. He's up there to do one thing, and he just did it. And really, guys like that can be pitched to. Look where this pitch is. Watch him drop and drive. Hanging curveball, and he lifts it, and it's a home run. It's a no-doubter. But basically, that's what he's there to do. And if you're hitting under 200, you're basically telling the world, that's what I'm going to do. Get the pitch, not going to miss it. And he doesn't.
So here's Odor. So on his birthday, Robinson Chirinos with a home run. He's 34 today, so happy birthday. We didn't like what you just did, though. Strike called, and it's 1-1 to Odor, who had a bunt single in the second inning. So we've talked about the bunting against the shift thing many times, Ray, and a lot of people do it. It's a conversation that it's an interesting conversation. Should power hitters do it? And I think sometimes you should do it.
Probably not now with 2 outs, though.
But what I'm saying is, how many times would you have to successfully bunt to make a team not shift on you anymore? It's not going to change. If they're going to continue to shift on you. I mean, if Odor bunted 4 times tonight, tomorrow would the A shift on him? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Taps this one right side. It's going to be a tough play, and Manaea could not get there, and Odor got out of the box quickly, and he was smelling a hit immediately, and he's got another infield single.
Tell you what, Matt Olson made a great play. Chaminade, left-hander, falling a little bit towards the third base side, just enough maybe. And as he fell through, and then watch Olson. I mean, that's a great play to really hardly touch the ball, get rid of it quickly, and flip it over to his pitcher covering. But not able to handle the ball. But you're right about Odor. He was running out of the box when he took the outside pitch and able to beat the pitcher covering.
So a 2-out homer and a single, and here's DeShields. And he takes inside. The Shields walked in the second inning. Manaya has had 1 3 up, 3 down inning. That was the third when he threw 12 pitches. He has walked 3 and struck out 1, and he's at 67 pitches. I would not say he's found a rhythm.
You're right. It's been kind of an uphill battle for him the whole time.
Hit toward Canna. Canna backs up. He was playing pretty deep anyways. DeShields is out. Chirinos with a home run, his 8th of the year, so it's 2-1 A's after 4.
Today.
A's 2, Rangers 1, top of the 5th inning. Matt Moore and Sean Manaea, both guys have kind of worked in and out of trouble most of the night. And it'll be Pinder, Lowry, and Davis here in the 5th for the Athletics. A's got their 2 runs in the very first inning. Pinder grounds one in the hole. Profar has it. He throws on the run, and a nice play by Profar. So that's 1 out. So how about this play? What'd you think, Ray? A little controversy.
Well, the game-ending play, and the Spike got him on the right side right there. Spike got him, and
ow.
Yeah.
So that was the last play of the game. The double play ended the game, and not everybody thrilled with it. Odor, well, to say he's been in the middle of a few things in his young career would probably be an understatement. But the question was it again, new rules, whether you like them or not, that's not the conversation we're having. We're having, was it a slide within the rules? And you saw the right leg of Odor come up just a little bit, and I think that's where maybe the gray area is a little bit. And of course, he made pretty solid contact with the shin of Simmons, and that probably didn't feel real good. Scooped up by Valefa, and he throws across. So let's take a look at the sliding into the base on the double play rules. The runner may contact fielder in the course of a legal slide. A legal slide requires the runner to slide before the base. Okay, did that. Make an attempt to remain on the base. Okay, did that. Runner may not deviate from their pathway to the base in order to initiate contact with a fielder. Maybe a little bit of a possibility there. Penalty for violations that both the runner and the batter are out, and any remaining runners return to the last legal touch base. So I guess the area that's a maybe, Ray, is the runner may not deviate. So what do you think? Did he deviate to go after the shortstop. That one is hit to left, and that baby's gone. Out of here quickly for Chris Davis. The A's get the run right back. Number 14 for Chris Davis.
And he's at it again against the Rangers. He's had a lot of home runs against Texas, and a big one here. And I'll be honest with you, when he left his bat, it looked like it might get over the head of Chu, hit the wall, but that's how strong this young man is, and maybe a little bit towards the end of the bat. But again, rarely pulling the ball, but got the off speed, the ball coming into him from Matt Moore. And there you go. Just keeps carrying into the seats in left field.
So that's the 20th home run that Chris Davis has hit against the Texas Rangers in his career. His second this year. So most home runs in the majors since 2016. Davis and Stanton the same. That's Giancarlo Stanton, folks.
I remember Chris Davis missed 10 games. Left the game at Toronto. So he's hit 13, goes on the DL, comes back and hit his 14th. So this is the first since returning from the DL.
And that one off the glove of Falefa, pops up in the air and settles right around the shortstop spot, and it's going to be another hit for Olsen. So let's finish our thoughts on this slide, Ray. This is the next night. And what happens?
This is Simmons going into second base, and
well, he went in hard. There's no question about it.
But he went to the bag. A little past the bag, over the bag. But, you know, back to the question about Odor. There's a couple of things. If he did deviate away from the bag, the fact that he could touch the bag. So, you know, it's kind of both rules in effect, but he was able to touch the bag. But
did he deviate toward the runner? That's what you can't do.
Right, and if he had kept his foot down instead of cleats up.
I think the leg coming up.
Yeah, that probably ignited more of an issue than anything, especially when Simmons looked like he was cut on the on the leg, and then the next night he was hit in the exact same spot where he was cut. Of course, so never fails on that. But I think it was, you know, under the new guidelines, the new rules at second base. Yes, he deviated away because if he goes the bag, it's an easy double play.
The controversial one. Rougned Odor makes the catch. Chris Davis with number 14. He just kills the Texas Rangers. 3-1 A's lead as we head to the bottom of the fifth. of the 5th inning here at Globe Life Park in Arlington.
Best thing the A's did, thanks to Chris Davis, was get the run back for Sean Manaea.
As he faces the top of the order. Shutdown opportunity for Sean Manaea. He's been pretty good. A little above the league average. He'll face Chu, Falefa, and Mazzara.
But the one thing the A's have done when they've had success, and usually what they do in situations usually results in success, and that is add on, especially after a team makes it a close game. About the game in New York, they took an early lead against Sonic Ray. Judge hit a 3-run home run, but the A's just kept adding on. Ended up winning the game.
3-0 pitch is in first strike. Chu with a walk and a fly ball to center field. Right in there, and now full count. Looks like maybe Chu taking all the way, trying to get aboard. And that one is lined into the glove of Matt Chapman. He leaps up to make the catch. So that's out number 1. Hey, NBC Sports California has compiled the A's top 50 most memorable moments in Oakland. Now we want the fans to pick the most memorable moment. It's a season-long promotion. Tonight, Dallas Braden's perfect game in 2010 against Mark McGwire's 538-foot home run off Randy Johnson in the Kingdome in 1997. So Braden's perfect game, Big Mac's bomb against Randy Johnson. Fans vote through our A's Twitter poll. The play that wins advances to face the next memorable moment. And right now, Dallas Braden's perfect game is on a roll. I want to say he's won 3 weeks in a row. He's hot.
He is hot, and not to take anything away from that perfect game, because a perfect game is perfect. But the old Kingdome, the dugouts, there was a walkway or a doorway right in the middle of the dugout. And when McGwire hit that ball, he just kept running, went right through the door like he's going to the clubhouse.
Kept going.
He stepped out, and Randy Johnson looked at him and tipped his cap, as if to say, I threw my best, you hit my best. I want to say that was before all the StatCast, but it showed up 110 miles an hour, but that was off Mac's bat. But that was the reason I never left the booth, because just waiting for that one swing, and that was it. And it was the upper deck of the Kingdome, and it was as long a ball that I've ever seen.
So 2 outs. Here's Nomar Mazzara. Mazzara takes outside. Mazzara has hit a fly ball to the left and a pop up to short, so he's 0 for 2. It's that one right to second, right to Lowry, and Manaea has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We are moving to the 6th. It'll be Canna, Piscotty, and Luke Crowe.
commentary by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Guns. Look at him.
It was the gun show between innings. Up on the Jumbotron here.
That young man's been working out.
Wow.
Check it out. Mark Canada lead it off. He's 1 for 2 against Matt Moore. Matt Moore has 1 walk and 1 strikeout. He's given up 8 hits. The A's have stranded 6. And he's leading 3-1.
Now the Rangers have to be pleased with what they're seeing from Matt Moore tonight.
Yeah, a little better.
Especially after the first inning, which he gave up 2 2-out runs.
Canna hits this one toward right center. Hanging up for Delino to Shields. He's got it, 1 out. And that'll bring up Piscotty. Piscotty robbed of a hit and then a single, so he's 1 for 2. The Mariners leading the Astros 7-1 in the 6th inning. Game down in Houston. Royals and the Angels will get started in just a little bit. Game 2 of that series last night. The kind of a wild one. The Angels won 9-6. So the Royals will play 3 there and then come to the Bay Area for the 4-game series against the A's. Angels are 33-28. 5 games back of Seattle. The A's are a game and a half behind the Angels. One and 2 to Piscotty. Tony Barnett starts to get loose out in the Rangers bullpen, which is in right center field. The A's bullpen is in left center. Matt Moore's thrown a lot of pitches, and he's had a lot of base runners. Pretty good ball strike ratio for Moore. Long look in, and he's ready. Fouled straight back by Piscotty. Matt Moore has the Rangers, I should say, have a club option on Matt Moore for next year. It's $10 million. His contract, the long-term deal that he signed with the Rays, had a couple of, actually I think it had 3 club options. 2017, 2018, 2019. So he's making $9.25 million this year. And the Rangers will have to decide on that club option for next year. And a 2-2 fastball, swing and a miss by Piscotty. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Hey, stick with the team you watched all season long. Tomorrow it's Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and it'll be on to Cleveland. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. with a special edition of Warriors Outsiders. Then it's Warriors Playoff Central before and after the game. It all starts on NBC Sports Bay Area. So Game 3, Warriors at the Cavs, and of course the Warriors up 2-0. So they will try to finish it in Cleveland. If not, Game 5 would be Monday night at Oracle. But for now, we'll just worry about Game 3 tomorrow night. Two 2-0 to Jonathan Lucroy. Fly ball to center and a single for Lucroy. So 2-1 the count. Lucroy is 4 for 7 in his career against Matt Moore. Larry Vanover thought about it.
If anything about Matt Moore, granted he's approaching 100 pitches, but the weather is got to be something to affect him.
So Matt Moore wanted the low strike. He didn't get it. He wanted the high strike. He didn't get it. Interesting note here on the Rangers. Tim Lincecum, who was signed in the offseason to maybe pitch out of the bullpen for the Rangers. He was activated today as his 60-day stay on the disabled list was up, but he was then released. He had a blister that was a real problem, and he finally got that cleared up and went to pitch on his rehab assignment, and he really did not pitch very well. His ERA was 5.5, 6, something like that. And
well, the pitchers are allowed so much time, as well as position players. Position players not as much in the rehab, but starters or pitchers in general, because they have time off in between. So it takes longer, but just never got well enough to pitch, or at least to pitch well.
Well, the Rangers had they weren't sure what they were getting, obviously, but the plan was is if he looked okay, they would pitch him out of the bullpen. Grounded to short. On to second, and that will do it for the A's in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The A's leading the Rangers 3-1.
$6 million. That's Milma beat the streak. Download Beat the Streak today, and your chance to $5.6 million. Or be a #1 draft choice, and you could get the same amount.
Nowadays, yes. Beltre swings at the first pitch and drives one to center. Canna's right there, now coming in, and he makes the catch.
Thing of beauty there. #4 hitter swinging the first pitch. See the perspiration, Sean. I mean, you're wasted in a game like this, and I think that Matt Moore is finished for the night. That Sean Manaea continues to go, just 80 pitches for him. Talked about his tough month of May for Sean Manaea, the fewest pitches per inning. Corey Kluber, not shocking that he strikeout pitcher. Bartolo Colon on the list. Daniel Mingman, Sean Manaea. So 3 of the 5 in the ballpark tonight.
First pitch is a strike to Jurickson Profar.
Sean Manaea has given up a home run in 7 consecutive starts, 6 of the month of June, and of course the one tonight. But tonight it was solo. Unlike the Ref Schneider home run in his last start, giving up a 3-run shot. That was against the Rays.
So 1-1 the count. A couple of ground outs for Profar. And that one's hit pretty well. Canna hustling back. Canna near the wall, and it's gone.
Wow.
Jurickson Profar, his 4th home run of the year, and now it's 3-2.
Did he know what was coming? Sure swung like it.
Maybe he guessed right.
Well, just the way he loaded up on this one, and high leg kick, got the foot down, a fastball right down the middle of the plate. And I mean, if you do a hesitation pitch and he got the leg up, he's going to have pull a balancing act, but he got the foot down and a fastball and crushes straightaway center.
Swing and a miss by Joey Gallo. Gallo out in front on a breaking ball. Ground out and a line out, and now action in the bullpen with Dahl and the lefty Coulon. Gallo with that very wide open stance. And a good rip there. Fouled it straight back. So 1-2. 15 home runs for Joey Gallo. There's the big shift.
Just try to get him to hit the ball on the ground. His tremendous power and uppercut swing. Decisions for a manager. This is a tough park to manage because the outs are tough to come by. You also know that, of course, the A's were in Kansas City Friday night. It was a little hot and humid. If they got out yesterday, they experienced another hot, humid day here in Texas. And tonight, the same.
Just fouled at the plate.
It was early last year that Joey Gallo hit the 3-run home run off of Sean Manaea. That was on April the 9th, a hanging curveball, and it's not a particularly great evening for Sean Manaea, especially 3-run home run by Gallo.
And Gallo takes it low, so pretty good at bat for Joey Gallo.
Now we go to the right-hander.
So that is walk number 4, and that is going to be it. So 90 pitches for Manaea. And he had to work hard tonight, but he's leaving with a 3-2 lead when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So 3-2 game, bottom of the 6th. Rangers have a runner at first, one out. Well, Sean Manaea, 5 1/3, gives up 4 hits and 2 runs. Finishes with 90 pitches. So here's Dull with Chirino stepping in the box. 16th appearance for Ryan Dull. And Chirinos with a mighty swing and fouls it to our right. Strikeout and a home run for Robinson Chirinos.
And that was almost a 2-run home run. That was the hanger that stayed right in the middle of the plate. And fortunately, Chirinos, with his very aggressive uppercut swing, got under it, fouled it. Wouldn't throw it again, though.
That one's high. This is what Chirinos did in the 4th inning.
Well, just look at the uppercut swing, and again, he's a big swing. Done this before against the Athletics in his 8th home run. And again, end of the game hitting 199.
And how about this for Chirinos? He now has 153 at-bats. He has struck out 72 times.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 50%.
Well,
so he better run into one every once in a while.
well, let's hope he's run into his only one tonight, because he hit it. It was a no-doubter.
I mean, listen, if you strike out 1/3 of the time, that's a lot.
yeah.
He's striking out half the time. Gallo steps off. And he goes. And Chirinos is swinging a miss. The throw to second base. Got him. So Lucroy throws out Gallo for the second out.
Well, what a quick release by Jonathan Lucroy on a swing and miss. And Chirinos is swinging. Maybe it's a hit and run, but very strong throw. Quick tag by Jed Lowry. And Lucroy coming out from behind the plate, and that's why his percentage is high. Got rid of it quickly, leave it to the second baseman, in this case Lowry, to make the tag on a high throw. Bring it down, tag him out. That's huge.
Do you think that was a hit and run?
No, I don't.
I don't either,
no,
because
he swings.
Yeah. You put a hit and run on
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, the fact that he swung, that's
swing.
what led me to believe it, but it had to be a straight steal all the way. And Bannister, the manager, Don Wakamatsu, his bench coach, and maybe because they had Lucroy, maybe they thought they could get a runner in score position.
That is a fair ball. Chapman behind the bag. Good throw right there. Side retired. Profar with a home run. So we got a 1-run game. It's 3-2 A's after 6.
To guest out to this space within Shibe Park Tavern. Seats will be located immediately in front of Shibe Park Tavern in our plaza level seats. This is the most premium group hospitality experience at the Coliseum. Go to athletics.com/groups for details. It is a fun place to watch A's baseball, to enjoy some nice food, and watch your team play and play well, which they are doing that lately.
So 3-2 game, top of the 7th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Alex Claudio comes in for his 29th appearance. A workhorse for the Rangers, and the way he's got that funky delivery from the left side, you think he's kind of a lefty specialist, but he's become a lot more than that for the Rangers. He'll face Pinder, Lowry, and Davis. So 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs for Matt Moore. He threw 98 pitches. First pitch to Pinder is a little bit inside. Claudio does not throw very hard, and it tests the patience of the hitters. Can they stay back?
Well, you close your eyes while he goes through all of his gyrations with his setup position.
Nice play down the third baseline. A fan stood up, reached out a little bit over the tarp, and made the play. He did it with a glove. Pinder waited on that one nicely, drives it toward right center, and nobody's going to get it. Mazzara picks it up. Pinder hustles into second with a double. Can't do it much better than that.
No. You figure Mazzara had a better opportunity, considering he's a left-handed thrower with the glove on his right hand, going with the ball, slicing back a little bit. But Chad Pinder, who hit the grand slam with his Tyler Clippard at Rogers Center, is very similar to a ball hit there, but surprised Mazzara could not get to it. Fortunately did not. Chad Pinder, leadoff double.
So double number 7 for Pinder, and at this point in the game, time to add on. Lowry takes the first pitch strike.
You know, if you think about Claudio coming into this game, Matt Moore, the lefty, started, and with the exception of Matt Olson, got all right-handers in the lineup. So they bring another lefty in, and I'm sure the splits, as they call them, have to be favorable for Claudio to face as many right-handers as he is.
That one driven toward right center as well. This time DeShields gets back there. He makes a nice running catch. And Pinder tags and alertly goes to third.
Smart hitting by Jed Lowry. That is a productive out, and looked like he was trying to hit the ball to the right side. Almost hit a double himself. But at least he gets the run at third base. Infield will more than likely come in, try to shut down the A's 4th run. It'd be great for them to get it, since that man hit a home run to make it a 1-run game so far.
So Chris Davis is going to be intentionally walked, and the Rangers are going to want Claudio to face Matt Olson. But before that matchup happens, Doug Brocale, the pitching coach, will come out and make sure everybody's on the same page. They're on the mound together, that's for sure. But this is a important spot in the ball game, with the A's leading 3-2.
Looks like a football huddle, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, get him. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, they're all on the same page.
Well, I think the main thing is to see how Profar is going to set up, because remember back in the first inning, Matt Olson hit a ball in the gap. Of course, they were shifting him to pull the ball. That was against Matt Moore. Third baseman kind of left way off the line, so they're bunching third base and shortstop on the infield to the left side.
Olson is 2 for 3. Hangs that bat out over the strike zone. He's 2 for 3 against Alex Claudio in his young career.
Well, as he told us after the game Sunday, ball in Kennedy on this Friday was trying to get the ball airborne because of runners at first and third. A little bit of a flinch by the home plate umpire, Larry Vanover.
So 2-0 the count. Olson single in the first inning knocked in a run. He now has 30 RBIs. And he hits that one into right field, a base hit. Pinder trots home, so the strategy does not work for the Rangers thanks to Matt Olson. So he gets his second RBI single. It's 4-2 the A's lead. And here comes Jeff Bannister.
Wow. A pitch on the inner part of the plate, and since Matt Olson was ahead, saw that they were shading up the middle for a double play, goes against it, pulls the ball into the gap. Nice hitting Matt Olson with a couple of singles tonight, couple of ribbies.
So pitching change here in Arlington. The A's trying to add on more.
The A's looking for some insurance at Globe Life Park. They got it with a base hit by Matt Olson to right field. That scores Chad Pinder, who had led off the inning with a double. So Matt Olson a single to left field to drive in a run. He's got 3 hits tonight. And the third one drives in the second run of the game for Matt Olson, giving the A's a 2-run lead again after the home run by Profar.
So here's Jose Leclerc. 1-1 with a 1.80 ERA as he faces Matt Chapman. Davis at second, Olson at first. And the first pitch hits Matt Chapman in the back, and the A's have the bases loaded. So Chapman probably not feeling all that great, but he heads down to first base.
Well, they wanted to go in, and boy, did they. Call that a snake eye?
Yeah.
Stanton gave one to Mike Fiers last night.
Yeah, he did.
At Detroit. Big time.
That goes back a couple years.
Yeah.
So Canna with a chance to, I don't want to say bust it open, but
yeah, it would.
Spread it out a little bit.
That's right.
So it's 4-2, bases loaded, 1 out.
And once again, a team that bunches towards the middle of the outfield, which creates, especially down the left field line, a huge gap. Barely see the left fielder. That is true. As far off the left field line as we'll see anybody.
On the ground to third. Falefa's coming home, and the Rangers get the out there. So that's decision time if you're the infielder, and Falefa decided to come home and get the out there, and I think he probably made the right decision.
Yeah. Well, the determining factor was it hit hard enough to turn a double play. They're playing back 4-2. I'd say they could have gotten 2. But they shut down the run. The A's a 2-run lead, but ball hit that hard around the corner, around the horn, it'd have to go. But the bottom line, it gets the out at home. And a pinch hitter for Piscotty.
That's Dustin Fowler.
Yeah. That tells you that the back of Matt Olson is just not that great yet.
Joyce, you mean?
Joyce, I'm sorry. Thank you.
First pitch to Fowler is a strike.
Well,
Even that, Ray. I mean, we have not seen Piscotty pinch hit for a whole lot.
You're right. And it's been happening a little bit lately, but this time.
So, I mean, and again, we're just throwing out different scenarios. I mean, maybe there's something wrong with Piscotty because
well, it's not
Fowler did not hit for Canna.
No, and it's not a defensive thing, and sometimes that will happen, but Piscotty is too good of an outfield. But it's got to be strictly numbers or lefty facing a righty.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
So that's why it's tough to manage, because you have to decide at what point do you want to use a bullet. And I mean, the A's have added an extra position player, Josh Fegley. Chirino's getting a little bit extra time by Larry Vanover, Vanover walking out, handing the ball to Leclerc. So we'll charge Vanover with a mound visit.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah.
He doesn't get any more.
No, he's done.
So 1-2 the count to Dustin Fowler. Looking for a big hit off Jose Leclerc. Leclerc deals, and it's popped up. Reach the seats. And he got him swinging. So the A's, when it's all said and done, get the one on Olson's RBI hit. 7th inning stretch time. It's 4-2, the A's lead.
California is brought to you by NASCAR at Sonoma Raceway. Come see the Toyota Save Mart 350, June 22nd through 24th. Tickets on sale now at sonomaraceway.com.
All right. So it's 4-2 as we have reached the bottom of the 7th inning here from Globe Life Park. A warm night. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. So it's Yosmero Petit. So Bob Melvin has got it to the point where he can go Petit in the 7th, Trevino in the 8th, Trinan in the 9th, and that's what he wants to do.
That's been the formula since Trevino, when the A's were here the last time. The first time he was here and showed that he could pitch. That's right after the A's won against the White Sox in extra innings, and he picked up the win. So let's see if Petit can do it.
It's a good note. 3.19 ERA after the 7th inning. That's the lowest in the American League. So obviously, I think you start with your closer, who has an ERA under 1. But Trevino emerging, and Petit has pitched very well as of late. And now you have the back of your bullpen set up, and that's a manager's dream.
Well, it is, and what's really nice for Petit, for example, he can go multiple innings, as can really Trevino as well as Trinan. But right now, Petit realizes that if he can get through the 7th, then he turns it over, hands the baton to the next guy.
That one down the left field line, and it is foul. Wow.
Not much.
That ball got up. And you just don't see that happen very often. A left-handed hitter hit a ball, then look how close it was. Much closer than we thought. Yeah. With home run distance.
Well, maybe from the Rangers standpoint, Odor has changed hitter, because now he's hitting 8th, got a couple of bunt hit and an infield hit.
1-2 pitch, and he takes it a little bit low.
The A's would like to see him go back to his big aggressive swing with a couple of strikes.
DeShields to follow, and then the top of the order, Chu. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball, and almost looked like Odor was looking for something else.
Well, he's trying to pull a pitch that was not pullable. And pitches outside. Great location by Petit, especially with a short left right field wall. 90 miles per hour moving away from him. Watch the open. There's your belt buckle, okay? And that means that Odor is not thinking about left field. And to your point about home run distance with a ball that just went foul, why would you think about trying to pull a ball, especially you want to try to set the table and get on board for the rest of the runners.
DeShields bunts it, and Chapman cannot quite get it in the air, and it's going to be a hit.
Well, if Petit had continued to go after it, Chapman just is too quick, and it looked like Petit had a chance to catch it in the air himself. But coming quickly was Matt Chapman, and to avoid a collision just did not happen. See if Petit, how close he comes to getting the ball as he goes for it. See him pull back. I think that was the determining factor there. And Petit got it up, but if he had continued, but Matt Chapman is just so quick, he gets on everything, that Petit deferred to him, and it turned out to be a base hit.
So one out base runner. DeShields has now walked and singled, and top of the order, Chu. Pitch is outside. Four bunt hits for DeShields. No surprise there, and he's a good base stealer. He's leaning.
Well, the nice thing, it's been a 2-run lead now. The nice thing was that Lucroy threw out Joey Gallo trying to steal. And that was, to your point, probably a straight steal. Not a hit and run, but Chirinos at the plate. So quick release by Lucroy. That might have deterred at least a little bit of the running by DeShields. Let's see if it happens.
Chu did not like that call. Pitcher strike.
They'll take him. That's at the corner. I mean, there's Larry Vanover, the veteran umpire, making the call on a pitcher's pitch. Uh-oh.
He was leaning.
He was leaning.
Leaning quite a bit, as a matter of fact. DeShields, when he takes his lead, he is leaning towards second base. That's just kind of the way he does it.
But that time he kind of flinched towards second as Petit made the quick throw to first.
Close pitch just off the plate, off speed from Yusmeiro Petit. New outfield setup. Canna is now in left. Fowler stays in the game in center, and Pinder moves to right. So Canna in left, Fowler in center, Pinder in right. Hit to left, and it's hit pretty well. Canna's back. Gone.
Wow. Wow.
Number 10 for Chu.
Well, it's outside, maybe a little bit too much up, and off speed at 82. And Chu, that's tremendous power for the leadoff hitter, who now has 10.
I say it every time, Ray. When Chu is healthy, he's still a very good offensive player.
I agree.
Still only one out. And here's Falefa. So that changes the game quickly. It's now 4-4.
Now you're going to look back at the bunt by DeShields, and the ball dropping just barely, and Chu comes up behind him.
Two 2-0 to Falefa, who has walked, grounded out, and hit a fly ball to right field, and he takes a strike. Those two guys right there doing the damage here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fowler comes in. Now he's got to hustle back. He's going to get there and make the catch, and that's the second out.
Well, it's amazing how one swing of the bat can change the whole philosophy of a manager and the back end of the bullpen, because, I mean, it's...
Especially if you're on the road, right? If you're at home and you can still do Trevino in the 8th, Trinan in the 9th, a little different when you're on the road, right?
Yeah, it is, and we'll see what the manager does decide to do, but you're right. If it is a tie game at home, it does make a difference. You want to try to get to the bat in the bottom of the inning. Look at the Rangers in this game. They've hit 3 home runs, and that's accounted for all the runs. There's Danny Coulombe. And of course, it's Zara hitting now, so he must be getting ready for Profar and Gallo. Profar switch, but what they're going to do to him. But right now, it's Mazzara facing the right-hander.
Petit jumps ahead 0-2. Mazzara is 0 for 3. High.
Well, April 4th, also a game that Sean Manaea pitched. Chu. Well, this one wasn't hit to the opposite field. It was pulled to right center. Both times off speed pitches.
In the dirt. So now the count even at 2-2. Beltre would be next, but 2 outs. Mazzara steps in. Second on the team in home runs behind Joey Gallo. He bounces this one over the mound. Marcus Semien throws him out, but the Rangers tie it. A 2-out home run from Shin-Soo Choo. 4-4 game after 7. Tickets are sold from gates opening to the last out of the 6th inning, from raffle sellers or at the kiosk at section 217. The winner will be announced in-game and will receive 50% of the jackpot, with the remainder benefiting the A's Community Fund. Learn more at athletics.com/raffle. A's fans not happy right now, but a couple innings left. 4-4 game, top of the 8th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Chris Martin comes in for his 22nd appearance. Big, tall right-hander.
4 of those against the Athletics, and he has pitched well against the A's. 4 innings total, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. Low to mid-90s fastball with a cutter, slider, changeup. Nice mixture of pitches for the tall righty.
Facing Jonathan Lucroy. First pitch is in there for a strike. Alex Claudio goes a third of an inning, gives up a run. Leclerc 2/3 of an inning, does not give up any runs. So Martin is pitcher number 4. Rangers have an 8-man bullpen. They have 6 right-handers and 2 left-handers. That one right on the outside corner at the knees. 95 miles an hour.
It's called a perfect pitch. Perfect location, and worked out well for Martin.
One-two pitch is tapped slowly up the third base line. Falefa has it. Quick throw to first, and they get Lucroy. So Falefa throws out Lucroy for the first out here in the 8th inning.
Usually with a couple of strikes, you could see where the third baseman was playing, but handled it well, used the glove, nice transfer, and got a strong arm. Playing the different positions the way he has, and Been pretty impressive, especially with Beltre not able to play defensively because of the hamstring injury.
So one away, here's Simeon. These are 4-3 against the Rangers so far this year. Well, they opened the season with a 4-game series in Oakland. They split that. And he's a little bit later on in April won 2 out of 3 right here in this ballpark. So 4-3. Good swing. He's trying to play better within the division. They're 10-19 against the West so far, so plenty of time to improve on that. Especially with the homestand having the Astros and the Angels coming in.
Better play well.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're playing within the division, and right now with Seattle leading the division, Houston right behind them.
Down the right field line, but foul. Simeon is 0 for 4. A couple of ground outs, a pop out, and a fly ball to center field. Spoiled a good pitch by Martin. Good location. Marcus is he stood at home plate with his hands on his hips for a while.
Torino said, "How did you take that out of my catcher's mitt?" That's pretty much what it looked like.
Chad Pinder waits in the on-deck circle. Outfield shifted toward right center. Did he go? No. Chris Guccione says,
Well, unfortunately, Larry Vanover deferred to Guccione because the bat was Simeon.
That's a thank you very much.
Yeah, it is. Takes the hands through, but from up here, it looks like the angle of the bat is back here. But as you look at it again, you're right. Thank you. See if he can now do something as a thank you.
More action for Falefa. Fires to first, 2 away. So a couple of ground ball outs here for big tall right-hander Chris Martin. So Pinder steps up. He doubled and scored in the 7th. He's 1 for 4. A's have 10 hits. The Rangers have 6. Neither team has made an error. A's have been a good late inning team this year and have to be that tonight.
Well, the graphic that showed the A's, 23-0 leading after the 7th. They didn't make it after the 7th. They were tied. Fortunately, with a 2-run home run by Chu, who tied the game.
Popped up. Shallow right center. DeShields takes charge, the center fielder, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Martin. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 4-10-0 for the A's, 4-6-0 for the Rangers. Sean Manaea pitched into the 6th inning. Matt Moore made it through 6. Both of them wobbled a little bit, but kept their team in the game. Home runs for the Rangers, Chirinos, Profar, and Chu. Matt Olson with a big game, and Chris Davis with a home run. For Davis, it was home run number 14. So the new pitcher for the A's is Lou Trevino. He's pitcher number 4 tonight.
Now maybe Bob Melvin's trying to do exactly what we talked about, even on the road. As Petit with one, and we've seen more and more where the relief pitchers, the back end, are going just one inning apiece. See Adrian Beltre's little dance.
One and one to Beltre, who is 0 for 3. And that one's hit deep to left. That's trouble. And that's gone. Rangers lead 5-4.
Well, another home run. Wow, that's 4 tonight. So the man who strikes out on the first inning, 1st and 3rd, no contact. This time of the tie game, gets a belt-high fastball running it on him, and legs or no legs, he's got the power to be able to do exactly that. 3,000 plus hits. It's only his 2nd home run of the season, but it's a big one.
For his career, home run number 464.
Well, he elevated the fastball, and a good sinker ball pitcher, good cut fastball, but when you elevate, you get in trouble.
And Ray, that's the first home run Trevino has allowed in his big league career. 2-0 to Jurickson Profar. He has a solo home run. That was in the 6th, and now it's 2-0. Extra base hits. He's tied now with Manny Ramirez, and there's a walk.
Well, Scott Emerson going out to visit with his young pitcher, and that's a good idea because you got to keep it at 1, and say it all too often.
So against the Athletics, 39 career home runs for Beltre. Of course, a lot of years in Seattle and even more years here in Texas. So playing in the same division, he has done damage to the Athletics.
The only active player on that list is Adrian Beltre. And he'll join them as a Hall of Famer himself. Yep. When he does decide to retire.
So here's Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo 0 for 2 with a walk. Profar has 3 steals. Another ball, 98 miles an hour. That one's driven to right. And that one's gone. A line drive home run for Joey Gallo. 7-4, Rangers lead.
I got lucky earlier when he had one to right field that didn't carry out, but not as fortunate on this one. And again, location. And even at 96, you get it up in the zone. And for some reason tonight, Lou Trevino is pitching up in the zone. There's the leg kick and a line drive. So another home run. 5 home runs. All runs accounted for tonight by the long ball.
And still nobody out here in the 8th inning as Torino steps up. There's a strike.
See, even that strike is not where you want it as far as location of it. So Emilio Pagan.
The A's have done so much damage this year by hitting home runs, but tonight it's going against them.
And the 2-run home run by, well, the walk to Profar didn't help. 4-pitch walk, and then 2-run home run by Gallo. And there's your difference in a 1-run and a 3-run game. For a closer, a delight.
Rangers closers Keone Kela, and that's a swing and a miss. So Chirinos strikes out for the 2nd time. 1 away. So Bob Melvin's coming out. He's going to get Trevino out of the game after 13 pitches, but damage done. A couple of home runs, a solo shot, and a 2-run homer. So we'll be back. Rangers now leading at 7-4. To the sky as the A's host the Los Angeles Angels on Friday, June 15th, presented by Ray Morgan Company. Fans can enjoy the post-game fireworks from the outfield grass set to the music of the Jurassic Park movies. Bring your Packer Raptors and enjoy the show. Visit athletics.com/fireworks for details. Too many fireworks in the bottom of this inning for the Rangers. So Lou Trevino gets just 1 out, gives up a couple of hits, both homers and 3 runs. And really, you think about it, Ray, with Bob Melvin, I know Trevino strikes out Chirinos, but I like the fact that, you know what, let's get him out of there and make sure that he's okay to pitch tomorrow. And when I say okay, you don't want him to have one of those 25-pitch innings when things have already kind of spun away a little bit.
Well, and also you saw the manager go over and pat him on the shoulder, probably some encouraging words, and saying this is not an easy park to pitch in. But I agree with you. Get him out and have him available.
Check this out, Ray. This is very interesting. We talk about the A's hitting home runs on the road. They've also allowed the most home runs on the road. At home, they've allowed the second fewest runs in the league. So the A's hit a lot of road home runs. They give up a lot of road home runs.
And tonight is proof of that.
Yep, 5 tonight. Oh, 0-2 to Odor, who is 2 for 3, couple of infield singles.
I think if nothing else, you learn in a game like tonight that the hitters and 5 home runs, 5 different players, and they're up trying to do one thing, and that is to hit home runs. And which should help pitchers in the future, and just to realize that this is the type of club that will do that. And if you make your pitches, you should be able to get outs. Unfortunately, the home runs that have been given up tonight have been pitches that were up, hanging, breaking pitches, or fastballs that were up.
Kella is the right-hander. Diekman is the left-hander. Kella is their closer.
Right now, it is a save situation. That maybe Diekman is up if they score again.
Missed outside, and now it's 3-2. Rangers bullpen has been pretty good as of late. And the pitch is inside. Odor walks. So that is 6 walks issued by the A's tonight.
Up until this inning, not one had scored, but a profile walk in front of the Gallo home run. It's a big one in this inning.
So here's DeShields, the 9th place hitter. He has walked, hit a fly ball to center, and singled. He had a bunt single, and funny, a seemingly harmless bunt single that Chapman almost caught in the air, and if he had to do it again, he probably would have caught it in the air, but it fell, and then Chu hit a home run. That was in the 7th inning, and that tied the game. High fly ball, shallow right. Lowry is actually working his way toward the line. That one got up in the wind a little bit. If you hit a high pop-up like that, it will get twisted around a little bit in the wind high above the stadium. Flags whipping around pretty good. Now they usually do in this ballpark. Every once in a while you'll have a game where the flags are quiet, but not very often.
What's it going to be like when they get a dome and there's no wind?
It'll be nice.
It's going to be nice, really nice. It's going to be nice to be comfortable inside, but right now, actually, the Rangers might take more batting practice on the field once they get their new stadium. But a couple of years away, one more year here, but we'll be moving over there in a couple of years.
Good swing by Chu.
Well, that was a fastball that Paganja's throwing, unlike this off-speed pitch that he hit off Petit. That was a big one because that tied the game. Followed the base hit by DeShields. Chu going opposite field to be able to get his 10th home run of the season.
Quick throw to first, and Odor dives back. Chu also walked in the first inning. As Chu signed that huge contract with the Rangers, he's in the 5th year of that 7-year deal. It was a 7-year, $130 million contract. So 2 more years left on that deal after this year. Fouls that one straight back. Who is 35 years old. He'll be 36 in July. Man, a breaking ball, a pretty good one, and Chu strikes out. So 3 runs for the Rangers. Last chance for the A's. They need 3 to tie it.
Number 4 of 5 home runs hit by the Rangers. This one by the veteran Adrian Beltre, 3,000 plus hits. 39th career home run against the Athletics. It gives the Rangers the lead. Don't touch his head. They did. He doesn't like it. Now the A's have to face Keone Kela.
So Kela facing Lowry, Davis, and Olsen. The numbers for Keone Kela. He has not blown a save this year. 13 for 13. His ERA a little higher than most closers. He's at 4.22. But if you haven't blown a save, then you're doing something right. And he is tied with Blake Trinan for saves in the American League, trailing Diaz, Kimbrel, Green, and Chapman. That one is drilled foul left side. So the A's trailing by 3 here in the top of the 9th inning. Lowry's 1 for 4. He doubled and scored in the first. Another ball down the left field line. And this one will also reach the seats. A's with 2 in the first, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. For the Rangers, they got 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Fastball at 97 miles an hour. Keone Kela right over the top.
Yeah, right over the top with a good fastball, also a good curveball. Check off the fastball in to throw Uncle Charlie. There it is.
Just a little bit inside, not by much. Ball is high. So the A's would love to get just a couple of base runners and get things moving a little bit. Chris Davis waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hit hard, but foul.
Sounded like it broke his bat. I think it did.
Lowry has a new piece of lumber.
Almost have to look fastball on the 3-2. I don't know whether the 3-run lead is going to try to do anything except throw a fastball, which he does have a good one. Nope. Sorry. So much for that.
Good idea in theory, Ray.
Yeah, but Jed Lowry asking Larry Vanover, and Jed sees it, thinks, whoops, there's your uppercut, and I think Jed's asking if it had been a strike had he not swung at it, but it's immaterial because he did. And tell you what, it's amazing. I mean, you have to throw it for a strike, because if you don't, ends up getting a swing and miss. But give him a lot of credit for doing it.
This is what Chris Davis did in the 5th inning.
This was on a curveball, not quite that of Gianakella. This ball ripped to left field.
Bends him back. That was Chris Davis's 14th home run of the year. He also had an RBI double, so he's got a couple of runs batted in, giving him 42 on the year. Right up among the league leaders. Very close. Chirinos wanted it. Is called a strike. Tomorrow night it'll be Daniel Migden and Bartolo Colon. Second and final game of this series.
See how Chris Davis looked at the A's dugout because of the height of the pitch. He thought it was low. Thought it was called a strike.
And there's that overhand breaking ball, and Chris Davis swings over top. He's chewing on Larry Vanover a little bit.
Well, that's why I thought he was looking at the dugout, but this curveball was out of the strike zone. But it was also a 2-2 count.
So it's up to Matt Olson. First pitch to Olson. Fastball just a little bit high and inside. Olson's had a good night. He's 3 for 4. 3 singles. 2 of the 3 singles knocked in runs. Daniel Migden, who's been very good this year. Good ERA. He'll face Bartolo Colon, 2-3 with a 4.21 ERA. He's walking people this year, Ray. He's got 8. And now it's 1-2. So Kella dropping the off-speed pitches in there and getting called strikes.
Well, he threw 1, 3, and 2. A lot of confidence, then struck out KD on a 2-2 curveball. Maybe he throws one of the hardest curves you see. Most curveballs have a little bit of a loop to them and slower variety, but Keller is one that throws right over the top, throws everything hard.
One-two pitch, a little bit of a quick pitch, and it's popped up foul. Is that a quick pitch, or is it just me?
No, it's a quick pitch because he normally comes to a set position, but as he came up, he just decided to continue. He did it earlier on a pitch to, I think it was Lowry, one of the pitches he threw to him, but instead of coming to set position, he just keeps it going.
So another 1-2 to Olsen. He fouls it right at the plate. Just got a piece of it. Now the Mariners beat the Astros tonight 7-1. And the Mariners now with a two-game lead in the West. Migden tomorrow. Paul Blackburn sitting right next to him. Strike 3 called, and that's the ball game. So Keone Kela strikes out the side in the top of the 9th inning, and he gets his 14th save of the year, and that's a disappointing loss for the Athletics, as the Rangers score late and come back and defeat the Athletics in Game 1 of this 2-game series. Your time of game was 2 hours and 52 minutes. The attendance tonight here in Arlington, 19,470. Final score, the Rangers behind 5 home runs defeat the Athletics 7-4. Time now for Jim Kozimor and A's Postgame Live. Coz?